So Michael, yes, I want to talk a little bit more about how is the process a little bit for nationwide clients and also from outside of the country, from Mexico. How is the process? Can you tell us a little bit? How is
Yeah,
the
it's a little complicated because they're so uniquely different. So if a Mexican national buys this home, it's a very simple process, but as a foreigner, it's a little more complicated. So, inside of the Mexican Constitution, they limit foreigners buying in what they describe as the restricted zone. And all of these homes that people are going to want to buy are in the restricted zone. So they've created a way where foreigners can own it inside of a trust called a fideicomiso,
Fideicomiso.
and that's how foreigners purchase this real estate. So they have the beneficiary rights
Okay.
inside of the trust. I can tell you just from my own professional experience, most of my clients own property in some type of family trust now. So it's not a unusual concept for them.
Okay.
So they're very at ease purchasing it in that type of way. We are, and as you know, I'm a guest in your house, so as a foreigner, I cannot own this real estate fee simple. I have to own it inside the trust.
A trust.
It takes a little longer than people are used to in the U.S. You buy it fee simple. Without a mortgage, you can close in only a few days. Here in Mexico,
How
it
long?
takes about 90 days from start to finish to establish this trust and
Okay.
close on the property. So kind of going back to your original question is, what is the process of buying? So, so to not make it too confusing for your audience, I'm going to choose to talk about how foreigners purchase,
Okay.
because it's the more complicated and unusual. So step one, of course, is they have to find a property, and once they find a property like this and they want to buy, then all the purchasing process is very, very similar to what they're used to in the U.S. There would be an offer, a counteroffer perhaps, and an acceptance. Once we have a fully accepted contract, then we use U.S. escrow. So that makes people feel very, very comfortable because that's typical of the way they buy it in the U.S. So they would deposit an amount in escrow.
Okay.
Generally, it's $10,000.
Okay.
They pay the escrow company to set up the account. They make the deposit, and then we go into what we call the due diligence period. During the due diligence period, we will do things like review the title. We will also do inspections. Most of these homes come fully equipped and fully furnished, so we will do an inventory on behalf of the new buyer so that they know they're not only getting the real estate, that's right, they're getting the real estate, but they're also getting a list or a bill of sale for all the personal property. And so those generally, it takes anywhere from 14 to 21 days to perform the due diligence and the inspections. And then once the inspections are done, then the buyer and seller agree on what repairs are to be done prior to closing. Once they agree on that, then it's just really a function of creating the trust, and we move on to closing. And that's about 75 to 90 days later. And then once they buy it, well, part of the purchase for a foreigner is there's an acquisition tax that they must pay as a foreigner to the federal government of Mexico. I believe that they are, today is the end of the year of 2024, and my understanding is they've changed legislation to increase that. It was originally 2%, that's being moved up to 3%. So in addition to the cost of the house, they have the acquisition tax and then other closing costs. So all in, it's about 4% over the cost of the property is what they can expect to pay.
Okay. So thank you so much for explaining this process, because maybe people from outside, they don't
Well,
know.
I'm giving you the highlights, okay? So I'm
Okay.
trying to keep it as simple as possible and
Okay.
giving you the highlights. But if anybody ever is interested and wants to talk more about, of course, all of our channels are open. We're very happy. We actually have a legal team that we work with, and he's also a lawyer in the U.S. U.S. and a lawyer in Mexico.
Oh,
He speaks
perfect.
perfect English and perfect Spanish, so we recommend his services. People like him a lot, and he does a great job. So if I kind of outside of the bounds of it, if you know they really want legal definitions, then we can always plug you into our legal team too. So we have a lot of resources. It takes a very big team
Yes.
to sell this real estate. There's a lot of people involved, and we're all professionals. I've been doing it here in Mexico for 15 years.
Yes.
I was a broker in Texas for 30 years, so I have a very deep understanding of buying and selling real estate. And we've tried to create where it's similar to the U.S. So when people come here, you know, it's not a new concept for them to learn.
To learn. Thank you so much. I think, do you think that the process will change with the years coming? I mean, in 20 years, do you think here in Cabo we have the same process? How it was 20 years ago?
It's the same. It
It's
was the same. I mean, since I've been here 15 years,
Okay.
the cost of has changed,
Yeah.
but the process has not.
Okay.
So it's very, very consistent. We're very good at it.
Yes.
You know, we make it very simple for our buyers and our customers, both our sellers and our buyers. We protect them. We're a fiduciary. It's our obligation to do the best for them.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why we're the #1 real estate company in the Southern Baja, is because we do that well.
Congratulations.
And you know, our customers like us.
Yes.
When they, oftentimes they will buy a second home. So after they get here, they buy something like this, perhaps,
For
and in
vacation.
5 years they say, I want to spend more time here, or my family has grown. You know, people are having kids or grandkids or whatever, so they need more bedrooms, they want more space. So about 40% of my clients upgrade. So it's not unusual for people to buy a home now, and then in the future they upgrade to a bigger
A
home.
bigger home. Wow, that's really great, and thank you so much. I think the best thing is to go with the experts. I think it's the best
Of course.
in order to don't have like these misunderstandings that happen a lot or disinformation. So I think Michael is the one, Michael and his amazing team of experts. And I am really open to learn more about selling real estate here in Cabo, because this is a really beautiful destination that I love, and you are the expert. It's really amazing. And for national, for people from Mexicans that want to buy here, how is the process? It's a little bit easy.
It's a lot
more-
easier. I mean, it's a lot less complicated. It's a lot less expensive. So there's a real advantage to being a local, and so it goes much quicker. So I would say that the only thing I think that is often problematic for a Mexican buyer is that all of these prices are priced in U.S. dollars. I mean,
US.
there's an equivalent always. I mean, there's a
Yes.
peso equivalent to a U.S. dollar amount, and we advertise both. But you know, it's oftentimes, like right now, the peso is 20-1. So destination.
Yeah.
Not only to purchase real estate, it's probably some of the most expensive real estate in Mexico is here. I mean, you can go to, you know, Acapulco or Cancun or
Yeah.
Cozumel, any of those places, and it's less costly. But there's a reason, you know. I mean, Cabo is an amazing destination. So I would caution people, it's not inexpensive. I mean, we just said this home is $4 million, you know, or $5.6 million, and it's 4,000 square feet. So, you know, that's not an inexpensive piece of property.
Yes, but I think you buy here, you buy safety, you know.
Of
I
course.
think Cabo, especially this area, is really safe to be here in Mexico, and you have a community.
Once you buy this property, these are vacation homes, so people use them there, you know, maybe use them anywhere from 2 to 5 months per year. We're now getting a growing population that's living here full time, which, you know, I'd never seen in the 14 years I've been here. But now people are moving here and living here. But in the case where people are buying it and they're going to use it as a, you know, occasionally, then we also offer a litany of services like property management. So Del Mar has its own property management company that, in the absence of the owner, they are here to take care of the
Take care of
house.
everything.
So we see it as like asset management. When somebody's buying a 5, 6, 10, $20 million house,
Okay.
that's a huge investment. And it's important to them that somebody is on the ground, paying attention, taking care of it in their absence. So property management is part of the fee. Also in these master plan communities, then there's also common areas. So there's about 250 homes here, and then you have amenities like the beach club, the fitness center, the tennis, the pickleball. So there's common expenses that people share. And that is inside of the homeowners association, or HOA, as
HOA.
we often call it.
And it's worth it, right?
It's worth it. No, I mean, you need someone looking out for
Yes.
you to manage. Just if you look around, look at the landscaping in this community.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a full-time job just to manage the landscaping and to keep it pristine and perfect.
Yes, I love it. Also, the amenities that you previously said, they are amazing. You can play tennis, golf. We have the best golf courses here.
Yep.
Restaurants that we mentioned, coffee shops, all here in this
You
community.
would mention the coffee.
I like the coffee a lot. It's my specialty, making coffees. And Michael, thank you so much for this beautiful house tour.
You're
This-
always welcome.
Casita.
Carlos, you know that you can come anytime.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to see you. I always love having these vibrant conversations, and let me help you. Let me educate you, and let me help you along your path if you decide that you want to go into the real estate business.
Please.
I love helping young people.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things that, is probably my favorite part is
like
people. I love my buyers, I love my sellers, I love young people that are contemplating, getting in the business or having a new profession. So anything I can do to help you, you can count on me.
Thank you so much, Michael. And you're a great person. And thank you for this advice. I am really learning here. Real estate is one of my goals, especially because I have a travel community. And when I travel, and you want maybe fall in love with the destination, you can want to buy a house there. And having this type of content is really great because you can learn if you are a foreign people how you can buy it there. And I like this information. This is a good close of 2024, Michael.
agree.
It was a great year. I met you
Yeah.
and your team. We are basically closing, and happy holidays.
Yes, same to you.
Happy
And
holidays.
a very, very exciting 2025.
2025. I hope we start the 2025
More business.
more business together,
Totally.
and making more educational content and me learning more. I'm really interested in being into real estate.
Happy to help.
So thank you, audience, for watching this amazing video.